Happy Friday, everyone. Okay, so today's little fitness chat, little TED Talk, there we go, is going to be about, we've kind of been doing this similar theme of like setting goals, how to stay on track, all of that. So I want to talk about how to kind of like get rid of the all or nothing mentality and how to keep going when life gets tough, because as we know, things are always going to pop up. It always feels like it happens like when, you're like doing really good and you're following like your workouts, you're eating really well, and then it's like one little thing happens, like whether that be, you get sick or somebody passes away, like something happens, right? It's like life isn't perfect. Things are always going to pop up. And so there's no like perfect time. I know I've always talked to a lot of people who are like, oh, this month is crazy for me, so I'm going to start my fitness journey next month. And just think about how crazy that sounds. Like you're going to start doing something good for your health later. Like you're putting that on the back burner because you can't fit in a little bit of time to work out and eat better because it actually makes you feel better. So I think we need to shift our focus on that first. Knowing that like working out and eating better isn't just something you do because you want to look good in a bikini, right? I mean, I think that's a driving factor for a lot of us. We want to look better. And so we've taken what we've seen from the media, right? Working out and eating better is going to help us lose weight. So that's what we do. But we forget that it actually is just good for you. Like that's just something that needs to be essential and needs to be a part of your routine, no matter how crazy life gets, no matter what, right? Eating better is going to help with, health issues in the long run. And so is working out. Like gaining weight, we make it such of like obviously like, I don't know. I never know how to say it because like I don't want to be like rude or insensitive, because like we always talk about like loving your body, but it gets to a point where once you start gaining a lot of weight, you do have more health issues. And if you're not paying attention to what you eat, you deal with things like diabetes and other chronic health issues later on in life. And I saw this all the time because I worked with a chiropractor, and there's a lot of people who were extremely overweight and they couldn't walk very well. They have all of these health issues. They're on all of these medications. They're miserable and they're uncomfortable. And they always told me when they found out I was a trainer, they're like, oh, keep working out, keep being healthy. Like I wish that was something I would have done sooner, because once you get to a point where you are in just a lot of pain and you are fairly overweight, it's uncomfortable and it's painful and you don't want to work out because it's causing a lot of pain, and not just soreness, like it actually hurts to move. So, taking that, just knowing that what you're doing right now isn't just to look good, right? It isn't just to reach your weight loss goals. It is essential for your health to move every day and to feed your body with nutrients that are going to feel good. So eating chicken and vegetables and, these healthy meals at home isn't just to lose weight. It's because those foods contain so many nutrients, right? It's going to feel good. You could go to McDonald's, but there is little to no nutrients in the food there. So just kind of rewiring your brain and thinking about that instead of always just thinking about like, oh, I'm starting to gain some weight, so I'm going to get back on it, So then now let's talk about how, life is crazy and things always happen, and we can let it throw us off track, or we can just keep going. I actually have two stories for this. So I originally wanted to talk about how, you guys probably saw, yes, the ultimate why, yes. I was doing the 75 hard challenge. So if you guys don't know what this is, the 75 hard challenge is like this thing that Andy Frisella created, and basically it's extreme. For 75 days, you don't drink, you don't eat cheat meals. So actually I was following my macros, and I got so much crap from people saying you're not actually doing the right thing if like you're allowing yourself to eat ice cream at night. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then you have to work out twice a day. So you do 45 minutes like indoor, like weightlifting kind of thing or whatever. And then 45 minutes has to be outside. You have to read 10 pages in a book. And you have to drink a gallon of water. So really good things that should already be part of our lifestyle for the most part. But the one thing I don't agree with it is it's such a like all or nothing mentality, which sometimes for me like feels really good. Like I have to have like kind of a strict plan just to kind of like be like, okay, these are things I should be doing, but I haven't been, so like I'm gonna, you know, follow this and kind of like get back into the groove of it. But the way he has it set up is that if you don't do any of those things, so if you don't read 10 pages in a book, then you have to start over. So if you're day 62, you gotta go back to day 1. And that is kind of like the all or nothing mentality that I try not to teach. And I was reminded why I don't like to teach it, because I went to Colorado for a trip to the with the CBD company I work with, and I wasn't able to work out because we were just so busy like doing things. And for me, it was a great trip. I walked more than I have like in a while because we're just moving and doing so much. I ate really well. We went to like Chipotle, Whole Foods, like, and we ate food, you know, there. So typically when I go out of town, you know, I'm like, oh, I want to try all these random places, and I don't eat the best, right? We're eating out, typically drinking. I did really good. I stuck to the no drinking for the most part. I had 2 drinks because we went to this fun Halloween pop-up bar and they had like a really cool drink. I was like, I want one. And then I had a mimosa on my flight back home. And so I ruined the 75 hard day challenge, right? And I was so hard on myself because I was doing everything I was supposed to. I was posting on social media, I was making videos, and I was like really gung-ho about it. And so I felt so bad. I was like, wow, I feel like an absolute failure. And I realized, you know, a lot of people think that way. And then, you know, I was on day like 19. And so once you hit that, like, I'm a failure, I just ruined this, typically, you know, you go back into the old habits, right? It's like, well, screw it. Like, why would I continue? Why would I go back to day 1? Because I just ruined it. Like, I give up, right? And so then you just go back, like, everything that you worked so hard for those like 19 days, you know, it's just like, whatever. I'm gonna just go back to drinking and eating whatever and not working out because I resent it, right? I'm so mad at myself because I worked so hard and I just lost all of that. So that is the all or nothing mentality, and that's what I try and get people away from. And that's why I realized, I was like, ooh, I'm glad I realized that pattern. And I was like, okay, I might have messed up, but like I lost some weight, I'm feeling great, so I'm just gonna continue. Like, I don't have to say, oh, it's day 25. Like, I'm just gonna continue because it is a lifestyle. And that's what I started the 75 hard challenge, was because I was kind of in a slump, and, you know, over the summer, there's so many events, I was drinking more. So I was like, okay, I just kind of want to get back into the groove of things. And that gave me that push. And then it made me realize, like, I'm already doing everything. I'm moving again because it feels good. I'm reading because I love it. I'm drinking more water because I need it, you know? And so it just makes you think, like, okay, these are the things that I need to do on a daily basis. So why am I not doing them, right? Think about that. Like, why is it so hard for me to not walk when it feels really good? I know, like, there's a little resistance when I'm like, it's cold, I should get up and go walk, or I should go to the gym, or I should do my workout, but I really don't want to. But then you have to think of the outcome. And the outcome isn't losing weight, right? Maybe that is like your why, maybe like you really want that, but what is actually the outcome? What am I going to get right this second if I go work out? I'm gonna feel really good afterwards. I'm gonna feel accomplished. I'm gonna be like, wow, I didn't wanna do it, but I did it, right? So you have to think about that. Yes, you're gonna reach that goal that you want, you know, maybe it is like losing weight, but what is the bigger picture here? What happens if I don't do the workout? What happens if I'm having a really crappy day and I just let myself sit in that feeling and I don't? And days go by, months go by, whole year goes by, I never did that workout. I never went for that walk. Now you're probably packing more weight and you're probably more miserable and you're probably, you know, not happy at all, right? So just think about that next time you feel that resistance. You have to keep pushing through, especially when things come up in your life. Now, getting sick is a completely different story. I'm a firm believer, and I know Paige has been teaching this too, like, working out can be a stressor. So if you're sick, or, you know, like you're on your period, or you're just like physically not feeling good, then I highly believe that you should take the day off. Like, do what you gotta do to feel better, right? But watch out for that you don't spiral into that hole, because sometimes you could feel sick for a week, or with COVID going around 2 weeks, right? And then that turns into 3, 4, and then all of a sudden a month goes by and you're like, wow, I got sick, and I just kind of like gave myself the excuse of just like not doing anything, and now like I don't feel any better. So listen to your body. If you can, just kind of walk or stretch, like at least keep moving. Or, you know, if you really do not feel good, I know, like, especially with COVID and everyone's getting sick again, like, you really can't move. So if that's the case, don't feel any guilt. Just do what you can do. Drink some more water, like whatever you can do to just like make yourself feel okay. But ultimately, if there's an injury or sickness, do what you gotta do to get better, right? But let's talk about like something stressful happens, or you know, you have a bunch of events coming up. You have to plan, right? You have to like think ahead for events. Like if you're like, oh, I'm not gonna work out this month because I'm doing this traveling. What can you do? Like when I was traveling, what could I do? If I couldn't go to a gym, I could at least, you know, I'm walking all day. I'm making sure I'm getting my water. I'm making sure I'm eating better than going out, like, and just getting a cheeseburger and, you know, whatever. Like, just kind of like plan ahead and see how you can adapt, because again, we're making this a lifestyle, right? And you want your lifestyle to be able to go do things, like go do fun things, but like make you feel good about it and not feel like you're like, crap, I just totally blew off everything, right? And then also something that happened to me this morning, and I wanted to kind of bring this up, is that like you cannot control what happens to you in life at all. Like we know that. Like this morning, I was driving to get coffee and I brought my dog, Rocky, who is obnoxious in the car, and he broke my windshield this morning. He's okay. He got up in the front seat and I was braking, and my brakes are kind of bad right now, so it jerked, and he didn't, it totally fine, sounds bad, but he like hit his head on the windshield, and he's a big dog, or like thick dog, and it just immediately cracked, and then he just ran into the back and he was fine. And I was just like, seriously, why did that just have to happen? Like, why? And I got really upset and I'm so mad. I was like, oh my God, like my life sucks. Like seriously, one thing after another. Why did that have to happen? And then I remembered, okay, things like this are gonna happen in life. Like it sucks, but it's gonna happen. And I can either let it completely ruin my day, let it completely ruin my fitness routine. You know, like for me, it was like minor inconvenience. I was like, I'm just gonna go back to bed. Like this is stupid. Like I'll just spend the day doing whatever. Like, but like, how's that gonna make you feel any better, right? You have to think about it like, okay, I can't control the situation, but I can control how I feel about it and what I'm gonna do. And so it's like, okay, I just kind of switched that flipped that switch and just told myself, it happens, it sucks. I'm glad my dog's okay. The windshield is still there. It's not completely trash, and I'm gonna make it a good day. So here we are, right? Still gonna crush my workouts, still gonna do everything that feels good for me, because I know that's gonna feel good for me rather than watching Netflix all day and sulking in that one little issue that happened. So think about that when things pop up in your life, when, you know, you're really stressed out, things happen and you're like, oh, screw it, I'm not going to the gym today because like today just sucked, like, and you just want to hold on to that sucky feeling for some reason. Like we want to sit in that and just like feel sorry for ourselves. And like, you know, things do suck sometimes. Like you know, I'm not trying to like belittle your problems. Like it does suck, but you have to switch your mindset. Like, do you want to sit in that suck, or do you want to be like, okay, it sucked, but I'm going to go walk it off. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do my workout. Like I'm going to feel better, you know? So think about that as you're going through your day. And this talk was a little longer than I expected, but I hope you guys got some value out of it. Let me know if you watched it, and let me know if there's any takeaways that you liked from it. And I'll see you guys next Friday.